All right, you guys, welcome to the very first episode of Behind the Label. Got a very special guest here today. Got the homie Bowie from Vxhgear. Man, you've been killing it in Des Moines. It's one of the greatest, fashion guys here in Des Moines. So, I'm excited to have you on. But to kind of start things off, man, why don't you introduce yourself and what your brand is?
Cool. I'm Bowie. I run Vxhgear. Started a couple years ago off of one little T-shirt and kind of just went from there.
All right, so if someone asked you, what would your brand represent? If someone just was curious about your brand, what would you tell them?
So Vxhgear stands for Vintage X Hype. Past, present, future is what I go by a lot. So past would be vintage, X, present, X marks the spot, and then hype would be, the H, so VXH, and then hype essentially means like the future for me. Like, you don't know where you're gonna go, but you got to keep working and keep going to see where your full potential is, and then everything in your past brings you to where you are now, which is X marks the spot, and then takes you to the future.
Oh, for sure.
Got to keep going.
Yeah, man, gotta keep it moving, as you say.
Keep it moving.
But I've been really excited, and seeing your kind of progress of your brand, and starting off, man. Like you said, like you didn't kind of consider it as a brand or anything.
No, I didn't.
You're just making clothes kind of for yourself.
Yeah.
What was the first idea? When you kind of thought about this is kind of the moment when I was ready to make this into like a brand.
Probably my second or third project. Like, the first one was totally just like my logo, wanted to wear it for some events, and that was it. But then I think the second project, we really got deep into the idea of like trying to create what I really want to do, and it took like 2 months to do it, and we executed it really well, and shoot, I was more than happy with it, and it kind of just went from there.
Oh, definitely. And what would you say if you're kind of thinking of, maybe some of the people that inspired you, kind of some of your collections or different brands, the vision of your brand, who are some of those inspirations?
I'll just go with one for sure. Stussy is like one of my favorite brands. Everything they put out, like it's so sick.
Yeah.
Like, and then their longevity from like 1980
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, and they're still super present now. Like, dude, that's gold.
Yeah.
Like literally. Yeah.
Is that somewhere where you want to kind of take it? Like, if you had like kind of a vision or the brand direction going forward, you mentioned looking towards the future. Is there something that you kind of take a look at with, your brand and your direction? Where is that taking? Where do you see it kind of going here soon?
Hopefully, trying to keep it going. Like, I know, like, I put out collections here and here and here, but trying to get more steady with it. Hopefully, do some more fun projects. Definitely for the future, and definitely want to do a lot more for sure. Get out of my comfort zone, and then do some different projects that I haven't done. I know I've been really like very selective on how I push things out, but I think doing a lot more where a lot more people can relate, not just for like here in Des Moines, but like worldwide. I want more people to see it, not just here. So
That's
that's the goal. You want everyone that can relate to you to rock yourself, and seeing someone rock yourself, like, it's humbling. Dude, it makes me happy every single time.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like, you got yours on.
Yeah.
You wear yours all the time too, and I love it. So yeah.
And we've talked about that now. Anytime I see somebody wear your stuff, like if I'm at work or like other places just around town, like it's dope to see, and it's really become like seeing it around town, man. It's a good feeling. But
it is a good feeling.
I know getting it kind of towards that national is something that you're really looking forward to.
That's definitely what I want. Yeah.
Would you say if someone asked you, kind of like you mentioned Stussy, would you classify your brand kind of like as a streetwear brand, or?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
For now, yeah, in a sense, it's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't gotta pay high dollar to rock something really good, nice quality, and then VXH, like, it can mean anything to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can relate to anyone. Like, if you take it in, like, past, present, future, your past makes you who you are, good or bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But taking it to where you can be, you gotta hype yourself up, so, yeah.
I get that, and like I feel like with that message, the past, present, future, it's very relatable, and I feel like streetwear is relatable.
It's very relatable.
Because when you get into some of the higher end brands, like I don't know if you can of course we love like our Louis and those high end fashion wear, but
I'm not wearing that.
Yeah, is it relatable to the everyday person?
Exactly.
That's something I've always definitely noticed with streetwear, and of course with your brand as well. Kind of looking into the collections, man. That's something I've been really looking. I've been obviously following it. Is there somewhere that you kind of want to head into? Maybe the high end. Like, can we expect some time? Because you said affordable. Is there somewhere where you're kind of thinking maybe I could put out like a $150 item or things like that?
Definitely will. Like, I've definitely looked into it, and everything's costly. We're not big yet. You know what I'm saying? But no, definitely I do want to get into like cut and sew. Maybe not like me doing it myself, but like playing around with the idea of it for sure. I think it would be super sick. Yeah.
For sure. I think cut and sew would definitely be a good direction. Right now you're doing like currently screen printing.
Yep.
You got the homies, with Ink Space and everything.
Yep, they've done all my work.
Killing it. Like, and you've built like a relationship with those.
Super great dudes, man.
Do you think it's important to have kind of those relationships with, whether it's a screen printer?
Sometimes, definitely, yes. I don't think I'd want it any other way, because, I easily could go online, send my logo to who knows, you know what I'm saying, and then have them do it, and then what if I get it back and it's I'm not happy with it, but like I grew a relationship with these guys, and then I've known them for definitely more than a few years, and it just makes things a lot more easier, more comfortable, knowing that it's getting done right, and then we could go back and forth with ideas, and then they have great like input too, so that's always good
it's
to
just
have.
feeding off each other.
Exactly.
And having that. Are you very hands-on? Because you see some designers that are kind of like, okay, I'll create this, and then I'll send it off to the team or somebody else to work on it.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that you're very hands-on with it. You're in the studio.
I want to help as much as I can, since sometimes we have big orders. And like it just feels more real. Like I'm a normal person too. And like I'm giving it to all these other like normal people just like me. Like we're all working towards something. So, and then me backing it up, labeling everything. Like it just feels more real for the people. Like I'm actually just doing work. I'm not just getting in the box and then shipping it out. It just feels so much better to do it myself. And like thankfully for them, like I am able to like help them out, and like it gets the load off their back too. So
Oh, that's definitely the hands-on and like having helping the people, because of course that's part of the brand and the having people represent. Talk to me about kind of the business side of things. Like, do you feel like kind of your marketing direction and how you've been able to, because it's something that I've really enjoyed with your brand is you've had the representation of basically like you started with having that word of mouth. And I feel like you do have some social media presence where you market that way, but I think your word of mouth is amazing with the marketing. Is that something you kind of looked into, or is it just kind of happened organically?
I think it honestly just kind of happened organically. Like honestly, I post a lot of my stuff on Snapchat, like, and then it kind of just like spreads. I have a good group of friends, like good group of homies where, excuse me, if I ask them, like, like I'm dropping this, can you guys like help share it? Bro, it would just be like bam, and like our group chat, we got a solid like, solid group of dudes, and then bam, all of them just like post it, share it on Facebook, and then it just spreads like wildfire, and then like, so like blessings to my homies, man, for real. And word of mouth, and then like for every project or collection, like each marketing or like advertisement, I try to do everything different to like what is that collection about. You know what I'm saying? So everything you see, like every collection I'm gonna do, like every marketing team will be different. Different vibes, all that stuff. Yeah,
for sure. And you mentioned your collections. You have some here. We're gonna take a kind of a trip down memory lane. Take a look at your past, and we can talk. Each collection and kind of look at some of the pieces. So I'm really excited about this, man. So let's get into it.
For sure.
All right. So taking a look at your collections, man. You said you started with just making clothes for yourself. I've noticed, obviously your logo is recognized. People can notice it and everything. First of all, with your logo, kind of what was the idea behind it, and when did that official logo kind of come about?
The first logo came out probably 2016. Yeah, 2016. And kind of just wanted to be really simple and basic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, honestly, kind of, there was this guest t-shirt. I don't even know, I don't remember if I showed you, but it was just a very basic logo. Just straight font and then like a cursive looking, yeah. And it kind of just went with that. Yeah, no, honestly, and then I just stuck with it for the last 4 years. Yeah.
You said you made it like off your phone.
I made it off some random app, you know, like that's how you know. Like
Yeah.
I was just like trying to get it out, but I rode with it and it worked, and everyone remembered it. So that's what I want to do. Like get that logo embedded in everyone's head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, for sure. And then
it worked, yeah.
And then looking at your first drop here, if you want to pull that out real quick, you have.
So this is the first shirt that we ever made. Just a basic, our logo, Vintage X Hype. Originally made these for events that we would do, and I wore these to every single selling event that we had. And then we also did, this was just a t-shirt, and so this is all I had for like, I made these in probably like July or something like that, and we had this for summer because these events were freaking hot. Yeah. And then in the winter time, same thing. This is essentially my classic logo, OG logo, and then we made the hoodies. With this drop, we also made a maroon, a sandstorm, and what else did I do? I did another colorway. Yeah. But it was this, and then 3 other colorways. And honestly, this is the only one I have. I don't even have the other three. But out of those 3, like that maroon was super popular, and then the sandstorm or something like that was probably my most sold one. So I kept this one because originally, you know, the OG logo, and just it means a lot to me. So
that was the start, man.
This
I remember
yeah.
when you dropped that, and just the kind of the reception from like, you know, everybody who was copping, and you saw everybody rocking it. You'd go out to restaurants, you saw people rocking it.
It was a weird feeling, like, you know, like starting brand new. I had no clue what it was going to be. Like, my first thing I said was like, yo, I want to make these for myself. Obviously, this like when we first started working with our, you know, our homies that did the screen printing, and there's a minimum. I was like, all right, cool. Let's do like 20. You know, I was like, let me pre-order. Let's do like 20, and yeah, we passed that by like a lot, bro. And I was like, oh shit, like I didn't know what to expect. And then, it was perfect because that was when we had like the Illis Round grand opening.
Yeah.
And so it was perfect timing. I was like, yo, if you guys want your sweaters,
slide
to the Illis Round grand opening and pick up your sweaters. So it brought them to pick up the merch, check out the new store, the grand opening. We had the pop-up first time there, so that was sick. And I think once we were all sold out, I think we had to do a second run, literally like a week later. Because
I remember so many people were asking.
So many people were asking. So that was like one of my biggest drops. Especially being the first time making merch, I was like, whoa. So that was super dope. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And then, you know, so this happens. You have the first drop.
Yep.
You know, you have the classic logo. Then you kind of took, you know, a little bit of time.
I did.
You took
all my drops take a little bit of time, man. It's honestly, like I've probably said it before, but I don't like to rush it. You know, I don't know. You probably hear it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like any kind of creative shit, but like, I didn't want to rush everything. Like I wasn't trying to just like push out like merch. Like it was all like feeling after that. I was like, I kind of just rode this for a little bit, because I was like happy with it. So
I'm assuming also if you didn't, you did the 20, small order, and because it went past, you're like, well, shit, let's let this kind of go out for a bit and see what's next. And up next was something that is of course one of my favorite drops.
Kind of changed me a little bit.
Kind of did something next, and that's looking into the VHS drop. All right, so looking into the VHS drop here, I feel like this was really different. You know what I mean? You did a bunch of different things with this, from using, the 3M and so why don't you tell us a little bit about this drop?
So we just have the front left chest. It has like this little gradient look. It's printed in 3M, and then we have the whole back here with the big VXH on the back. Then we have this whole like little like warning label. This was kind of based off of VHS tapes. Me doing like selling vintage. I was really inspired by it, and like I used to collect like a whole bunch of like VHS tapes, and then you'd always see like the label or the warning label. So we kind of just did some like dope little, I don't know, wording or whatever. Yeah, and this was actually a collab with Inkspace, the guys that print my stuff, and this project took a minute. Like it doesn't look like much, but man, I worked on this thing for like 2 months, maybe 3. I had meetings with them every week. We were tweaking things, changing things all the time. Made our own like little labels down here. We had the CC with the T-shirt on it, support local, or both our logos right here. And then we also had the date that we dropped the T-shirt. So, and then we have the G right here for general audience. So anyone could have rocked this. So it was super dope. And then the back, on the very bottom, it just says from the past, in the present, to the future. So, yeah. This one opened my mind a lot, for sure. So
I was just gonna say that, like, I feel like that drop was kind of the transition, looking into from just making it for the homies, making it for yourself, to kind of like, I want to share it. I want to share it with people. And like you said, like, I feel like that one is like, people wouldn't even have to know like exactly like what the brand was and stuff. Like this is something I could see.
You could just see
a random person rocking it on the street and everything.
And like one little detail, I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but all these shirts were numbered. We only sold 50 of these, and then right underneath we had the actual care label on the inside, on the front, and then everything was numbered. I wrote the number by hand, every single one of them, so it was like, out of 50. Yeah. And then this actually sold out within, a couple hours.
Quick.
It was quick, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
It was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those sold out quick, and then I think that's when it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Yeah.
So I'm sure you didn't expect
I didn't expect that at all.
Like right away.
And like I didn't want to do a pre-order. I was like, let's just do 50 of them, let's number them all and see if they go. And especially with the help from the guys at Inkspace too, like they got a great support system too. So these went by pretty solid.
And it's dope because now you look back at it. I mean, I'm pretty happy because I have one of the 50, but you think about in the future, even like when you're collections and collections ahead, like people are gonna have that like 1 out of 50, and it's dope, man. Of course, we come from a sneaker culture, we come from like things like that, so that limited, like I got that limited.
It's just something about that.
It is. Man.
I still have people asking for this shirt, and it's been 2 years.
Yeah,
like it's long gone. Like I'm not gonna be making any of these again. It's not the same exact way. Yeah, this one's brand new. Still have the tag on it. Yeah, so
it's dope. And so after this, man, and after the kind of the success of these 2 drops, you dropped that in like April of so 2018. April, So you kind of took a while to kind of you said you kind of did it between the drops, but was the idea kind of heading forward when you did this drop, and after that, what was kind of the going through the mindset? Was like, I need to drop something quick, or was it still like
same thing? I didn't want to drop anything like right away. Busy with like trying to do like the vintage side too. So like I kind of like scattered my collection. Yeah. I didn't feel like I needed to rush it. Yeah. Yeah. Like when it was gonna come, I knew that possibly people would still want it. So yeah.
And and what was next, man? It was something kind of different, would you say?
It was definitely different, yeah.
All right, so then we fast forward to past the VHS collection. Yep. As we said, man, you did something different. What do we got here?
All right, so we kind of did like a Halloween drop, did something a little fun. One was like kind of like a Goosebumps vibe. Got the whole to be continued. Mm-hmm. These 2 are samples. This one actually goes in the dark.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So originally we were trying to do glow in the dark ones. But when we were drying them, it's all trial and error. Yeah. We're all new to this. So when we were drying them, it just wasn't coming out how we wanted to. And like you could tell that it was just drying differently on different fabrics. So we wanted to be consistent. So we sadly had to take off the glow in the dark. Yeah. But it was the best decision. Gotta make it right quality. So, but this is super sick. It was something a little more fun, and we didn't drop anything for a while. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let's try to put something out.
Is it fun to kind of explore. Obviously, like we're into vintage and everything, so
Yeah,
the
of course.
Goosebumps is of course nostalgic. So
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite books.
bro, for
Like
sure.
I was a kid, and low key it was kind of scary.
Yeah, man.
But like
Dummy,
it was,
man. I
yeah,
don't know why.
but it was super sick. Like, and like obviously like I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kept it in, and we even like did like hella research.
Yeah.
Read some books, we watched some videos,
I love
like
it.
brought it back,
Yeah.
just to get in the vibe and like bring it to life.
And the thing you mentioned there, the trial and error.
Yeah.
The one thing that do you feel like it's important, when designing and when making collections to kind of take risk on some things?
Yeah, you have to, man. Like, no risk, no reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everything and anything, honestly. And I don't mind like being the test dummy.
Yeah.
Or like, cause I'm being the test dummy myself. Like I want to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So like that's exactly why I'm like, let's try it. If it's not right, then we'll find another way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what we did with this. But either way, like without the glow in the dark, like I thought it was a super sick shirt. Like,
No, for sure.
I still have people rocking this like today. Like you don't even gotta wear this on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like
It's just a simple like.
yeah, it's just some like I have one of my homies like he still rocks it heavy, and I love it, dude. And even on like St. Patty's, not
Yeah.
this year since it was
Yeah.
but I know last year I seen at least 5.
That's a dope ass. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's
I seen
that's
at
a good
least
St. Patty's
we
shirt.
went out for St. Patty's and
Yeah.
at least 5 of the homies like rocked this, and
Yeah.
this was super limited too because I only dropped this. I only did a pre-order for like maybe a week.
Yeah.
Not even that long, maybe less than a week actually.
Yeah.
We did pretty solid, and it was just kind of those ones where I just wanted to put something out, let people know I'm still here working.
All right. So up next, man, we got the collection that I'm actually wearing
Yeah.
myself. But tell me about the university collection.
The university collection, we did 6 different colorways. We did crew necks and hoodies. Every single different color like had a meaning behind it more than just like what the color is.
Yeah.
For instance, the black and red one here, the 90s, what more iconic team was there than the Bulls, back to back, 3-peats,
Yep.
all of that, with the Last Dance going
Yeah,
on
shout out
too.
the Last Dance.
But yeah, man, like growing up, obviously Michael Jordan and the
Yeah.
Bulls was that team,
Yeah.
and like I don't even know why, but I mean I loved basketball.
Yeah.
Like I played basketball for years, and that was like the first player that like I knew. So like that was like mandatory.
Yeah.
Like I had to do that. This one right here is a maroon colorway, maroon and gray. So this one is actually called Harvard. We kind of switched it up a little bit. For me, it's like those Ivy League schools. Like everyone talked about it, movies, blah blah. Like those were the schools that like you wanted to go
Yeah.
to, or like you should go to.
Yeah.
But Ivy League, like I wasn't cut out for like I was barely cut out for school.
Yeah.
That's why I switched up to
It's
Harvard.
like a play on it.
It's
too,
a play
yeah.
on it, like Harvard. And the maroon is like one of my favorite colors. Like
Yeah.
it's super simple, it's super clean. So this one was dope. This one right here, this like a lot of them get deep. This one is just casual, super casual. You can wear this to everything. This one was called Kamikaze Gray. Back when like as a kid, Asians they listen to like Asian rap.
Yeah.
Asian rap, techno, all that stuff, bro. And like the Asian rap back then was like super like ghetto, bro. Like super offbeat, blah blah. But there was this dude named Kamikaze Gray, and he had a song called Power of a Dollar. And like this was probably the most simple colorway of like all the ones I dropped.
Yeah.
And super simple, so the power of a dollar can mean anything to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what does the power of a dollar mean to you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like do like $1, $100, you know what I'm saying? Like it can mean just a million things. Like everyone wants that money.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
this seemed just very like right for me to call it Kamikaze Gray.
Yeah.
So like
And it ties back to the childhood.
yeah,
like,
man, like
is that something that you look at a lot in your collections, man? I've
It
noticed
is.
It's like
Especially-
tying things back and like having that deeper meaning into
yeah.
things.
So especially with this one, I went deep.
Yeah.
I went deep with this one. I don't have all the colorways here. I have one last one though. We got the black and orange. The orange I used to use as a sample colorway just for myself because orange is one of my favorite colors. Super simple, super bright. But name this one Channel Orange.
Yeah.
you know,
Frank Ocean. You know?
Frank Ocean. So when that album first came out, like I wasn't on it. I wasn't ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like a year later, like I listened to it and I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, you know, like, and with it being one of my favorite colors, I was like, yo, like I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And so
It's a nice honor to the album, to the colors, and black and orange.
It just pops, bro. Yeah, it looks good.
Shout out to Valley students, you know.
Yeah, true. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorite pieces for sure because the orange and the black. I get rock this a lot.
Yeah, man, it's such an easy colorway, and
like I said before I made actual pieces, like I only use orange for samples. Yeah. So, yeah. Definitely,
that's tying in, man. That's that university collection. I feel like that was a really big moment.
I went deep with that one.
Yeah.
I really did. Like I said, every single shirt. I mean, if you want to know more, hit me up. You got some questions? I got another one. I don't have it on here, but I have one that's like Forest Ave.
Yeah.
It's like that cyan blue.
Yeah.
Kind of resembled like the Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole, and like some more childhood stuff, bro. It's
bringing it all together.
Yeah,
and kind of wrapping it up into
worked.
one thing.
Yeah, it really did.
So that university collection was in the fall. We fast forward to spring 2019.
Yep.
I feel like that was a really big moment.
Yeah.
You
it's
killed
just
it,
the growth,
bro.
man.
The growth of it.
Yeah.
So take me into the spring 2019. Before we take a look at the collection, it seemed like that was the pivotal moment, for the brand, for Vxhgear.
Yeah,
it's when you kind of initiated the Vxhgear kind
exactly.
of out there
That's
too.
why I brought it in. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of getting into that time, and what was kind of going through the mindset?
I just wanted to level up. Yeah, like make it more organized. I was putting everything onto like my vintage page, but I kind of wanted it to be like its own now.
Yeah.
So like 2019 was like probably not just for me, but like the year of growth for everyone. Like we was out here trying to make moves. Like everyone was making moves, and not even myself. And I just felt that for everyone. And I wanted to make moves too. So I was like, man, let's get to creating.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
No, for sure. So let's take a look at some of the drops here from the spring collection.
Alright, so for the spring collection, we did 3 crop top hoodies for the ladies. I had this colorway, the green, a peach, and I had one more. I always forget. I have one more. But so the girls were always asking for something, and for me being a guy, it was kind of hard to I was like, shit. So like I need ideas. I talked to my girl. We're like, yo, we looked at these, and I was like, yo, I think these are like the best selection. And we actually like with the last project with our sweaters, the university one, we had a defect in a sweater, and so the homie Tan, he cut it.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like a crop top hoodie. So then I posted that as just a tease, and the girls went crazy.
They're like,
bro.
yo, we need it.
They went crazy. So I was like, yo, we gotta give them what they want.
Yeah.
So these are super soft with the long strings right here. We did like a puffy ink right here, and this thing was super hard to do, but it came out like perfect, super worth it. We did a photo shoot with all these, 3 females, and dude, it was solid. This is probably like a really good seller actually. This is my best drop for the spring. We also did t-shirts with the same embroidered, and we kind of did the same color. I don't know if you can see it, but this was the red. We kind of went with spring colors. We did 6 different colors. We had the cream, purple, red, yellow. Yeah, so this was super sick. To try to get that tonal look, we call this a tonal drop, and you gotta get like the same color on color, and to color match this puffy ink with the shirt, bro. Like shout out to Tan and Tino from Ink Space, because these guys put in the work, bro. This took hours, like matching these colors, and they turned out so good, man. And people still rock these all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I don't know if you can see it right there, but yeah, we had a photo shoot that we organized, and it was supposed to be like on a Saturday at like 10 a.m. But we were still finishing up the samples, and they weren't even the official shirts.
Yeah.
We finished making or color matching the ink at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
3, 4 in the morning. Went home, took a nap, and then got breakfast in the morning, and then went to do the photo shoot
Yeah.
with the unofficial samples of these shirts, bro. And this one, for the t-shirts, we did a 6-pack.
Yeah.
We kind of we could buy a shirt singly, or we did a 6-pack where we put all 6 shirts in one. And we did the same thing with the 3-pack of the hoodies. And surprisingly, we did really good numbers on those, like more than I thought.
Yeah.
And like I had people tell me that was a great idea, and it was like super last minute.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, like this would be cool.
And it was.
And it was.
No,
So
and it because not only did you get the option of, you know, from a business that it's like, okay, you know, we can save them money, but it's also like, you know, grabbing some more pieces and
Yeah.
things. But on top of that, for someone who's like really into the collection, really, you know, understands and, you know, I felt like this drop was very like the essential kind of pieces too.
it was. Like
But
I
it's-
have a sample right here as
Exactly.
well. Like this was on a striped t-shirt.
Yeah.
I thrifted this t-shirt, and it's more what's better known as striped t-shirts is
Yeah.
the Guess. And
Yeah.
like I kind of started this first logo. Well, these were Guess inspired,
Yeah.
technically.
It's kind of like the transition, you know,
Yeah.
and by keeping it going too, and the puff payment or the puff ink, I should say, like
Yeah.
it for sure had to be difficult. But again, it's showcasing that, you know, you take like the next step into whatever you're never like
Risk and
stagnant,
reward.
like you're always
Yeah.
trying to do more of the things.
So yeah, these were based off of Guess tonal like sweaters or t-shirts, and you know, because the stripes get all the love.
yeah,
But you don't normally see the tonals that
No.
often, and it's super hard to come by. So I think that was like the biggest inspiration on this. We even like kind of looked at their like the font style, all that stuff, and usually theirs is embroidered.
yeah,
And with me working with Inkspace, I didn't want to like switch it up yet because they helped me with so much of my ideas. I didn't want to switch it up and be like, yo, let's get this embroidered. Plus embroidery, we all know, is like a little bit more expensive.
yeah.
And I still wanted to make something affordable for everyone. And yeah, that's why we went up with the Puffy ink. And it was their first time working with it. My first time, of course.
Exactly.
And I mean, shit, it was a hit.
Right. So the spring collection wasn't done though, because a week after that, you
Yeah.
dropped something else that's probably, I would say, man, my favorite, you know, drop, and it
Yeah.
represents you so much.
The
So,
most important.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, after we dropped those two, the sweaters and t-shirts, we dropped an additional t-shirt for the spring. Started off with the front is just growth, past, present, future. How we were talking about, you know, 2019 was that year for everyone just striving for
Yeah.
success. And we went along with a sunflower, you know, the longevity of it, and just we went with the puffy ink on the petals as well, on the yellow. That was a nice hit.
Yeah.
Like that was super sick. Versus just like the letters on the front. But yeah, my homegirl Jasmine made this super last minute, and sometimes like that's how the
Yeah.
best projects happen. I was thinking of an idea for a flower to, I don't know, represent it, and we couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
Like we thought over ideas over and over and over, and I kind of at first it was a idea to have 3 different flowers, but it was just too much.
Yeah.
And I wanted to represent. There's this old vintage Nike T-shirt where it's peace, love, Nike. And so it's 3 different figures, and I kind of wanted to represent something like that for past, present, future. And originally it was going to be, you know, the seed, a little flower, then the full bloom. But I was like, you know, we honestly really don't need that.
Yeah.
And she understood like where I was trying to get it with, and it was super random. She drew it up in like 5 minutes on a scratch piece of paper and sent it over on like Snapchat, and I was like, yo, like.
And
That-
she thought like it was just a simple.
Yeah, she
hit,
thought it was
but
like
then
some-
you guys like were
Yeah,
like, so
but
big
us,
on it.
over here, and then the guy at the Inkspace, we were like, yo, that actually might work.
Yeah.
And like I said, 5-minute sketch on a piece of mail or something, and it turned into this. And so, super big shout out to her, because without that, like, it wouldn't be what it is. Yeah, honestly.
All right. So taking a look into your last collection, you know, you called it the revamp.
Yep.
You know, what did that mean to you? Kind of the revamp and looking in kind of towards everything.
I kind of felt like I felt like the logo just needed to be brightened up, be more bold, be more modern. Like it was a couple years old. I got that old logo embedded to, you know, everyone's head, so everyone already knew it. And I felt like if I just created something new, better, bigger, bold, brighter, it would just pop more. Let everyone know that, you know, we're gonna keep it moving. And
Yeah.
we're still going. So here is the sweater that we made. or the hoodie. So as you can see, it's definitely, very similar to our first OG logo, but this one just pops way more bold. We added the past, present, future on the top, just kind of like how I go by. And yeah, it's super sick. We did these, and then we also did an anorak style. And then the anorak style is more so like when I first started collecting vintage, I collected a lot of windbreakers. And so tying in like my vintage side to the gear side, as normally I do, this was something I needed to have because I love these pullover anoraks. We got the big back behind the hood, so this is super sick. And then even on the tag on the inside, we have the big size logo. And then we also put, I also say keep it moving, so we added that into the size tag as well. Yeah, I just felt like it was time for something brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just felt good. It just felt like it was time.
And you started that,
I mean, we were thinking about it for a minute too.
Yeah.
So like, we kind of just was like, you know what, maybe this time.
It's a time and place for everything. And then also, I knew the anorak was definitely a little bit difficult trying to like learn the printing on that because again,
It was
a new
style thing that we were doing.
Yeah.
And we also did coach jackets too, which I don't have right here, but printing on those two. The materials on the inside was different. The setup was different, so they had to get new things to line it up and all that too. So, yeah.
Do you feel like that the revamp is kind of a good place to kind of when you're looking towards the future? Do you feel like it's the official start to kind of the future for you?
It kind of is, yeah. I think like everything before was like really solid, and I'm super happy with it. But everything from here on out, I think I definitely wanted to keep like 100%, like put everything I have in each project, which I was before, but it just I felt like it was time to just show people that I'm here, that I could create dope stuff that not just people here but like worldwide would love to have.
One other thing that I did love about the revamp drop that I wanted to mention is we were out out in thrifting, not even here, we were over in what was it, Council Bluffs, Omaha, something like that. And that was a fun trip. But we go to a thrift store and we find some of these vintage blanks and everything. And you've always mentioned you really want to obviously with vintage we care about the environment, of course, and sustainability within your clothing, but also within our world and everything. So you did a drop with that.
I did.
Yeah.
So I always had this idea of like, instead of like always bringing new product into the world, like trying to get old recycled products. Since I do run a vintage company, I always wanted to print on like old blanks or like not even just blanks or just like t-shirts from the past. And so we were out and about and we seen a bunch of these green crew necks, super crazy fit. It's like labeled from like 92. All these were brand new. The size tag is super crazy. It's a timeout heavyweight, like made in USA. The thing is wild. So we actually thrifted these, and I actually thrifted them cheaper than what I would have got them from like our distributor. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe this is time to bring out that idea I've been like pondering for so long. So we bought a bunch of these. Got the big cuffs, and I was like, you know what, maybe I can introduce this and print on them. And then, of course, we see the orange again, one of my favorite colors. It just pops, super heavy. And with this green, I think at that time, within those months, I was rocking my Seattle Supersonics hat.
Yeah.
And if you see me, I wear a lot of green. And like this time, forest green. And so this colorway was kind of like based off that Supersonics hat, that orange, the hit of red, that white, same with the revamp logo, just something super limited. We only dropped 10 of these. Yeah. So I told people it was limited. They didn't know how much. Yeah. So there's the number. There's only 10 of these out. I got 2 of them. So I only printed 12. So if you got one of these, you're super lucky. But this probably like quality wise, this sweater is super clean. Like
it honestly resembles like a reverse weave.
Exactly. A softer reverse weave. The fit is wild. Everyone that has them, they said they love it.
Yeah.
The fit's crazy, but super 90s, and that's like kind of what I want to represent.
Right, so like throughout the years, of course, throughout these drops, you guys have to try things out and work on different things. So you brought a couple samples here today to kind of show off.
Yeah.
I do want to ask, with samples, what's kind of the idea between this is something we're going to run with, or this is something that we're just going to keep kind of one-on-one?
Honestly, it's just spur of the moment, man. It's just really the feeling of it, like if it's right or if it's wrong. If it's not ready for it, then I don't put it out.
Yeah.
So I can start small. I made these. So last year, everyone was going to festivals.
Yeah.
And everyone was asking for bandanas, face masks, all that stuff, and I didn't really know how to execute it.
Yeah.
So honestly, we made these headbands. I use this one, obviously. We kind of just put our OG logo and just spread it all over. I have another one right here. This is a blue one. So we got that flower in the middle, and kind of just put the OG logo spread around the whole thing. I think I had a request actually. I have 2 people that have these. I'm not gonna name drop, but yeah. So there's 2 of these samples out somewhere, and they actually wore them to a festival, I believe in Chicago or somewhere. Yeah, and then they got some photos from me with these. So that was super sick. Hopefully we could drop those. I mean, 515 Live is canceled, so I don't know. Hopefully in the future,
next festival, 2021.
Yeah, something. Yeah, hopefully I could drop one of these soon, and make it more official. Let's see. This is from the University collection. We got that peach color. This is straight sample. Like probably no one has ever seen this. We have the peach color. We didn't go with this since it was like we did this in the winter. We went more neutral colors.
Yeah.
This one's super bright, so I can see it's for the springtime sometime. And you see the lettering of the font, it's like a gradient, and it goes down from white to a burnt orange on this peach. And I'm really hoping that we could incorporate this like in the future, because this is fire to me. Like with it being that burnt orange too,
and just kind of goes like
it just goes all the way down. Yeah, like super clean. Probably gonna have some people asking about that for sure. A lot of people would definitely see me wear this. So this is where the idea of using or recycling vintage clothes. So I've had this since 2000. I thrifted this in like 2015, maybe 14, and it's a vintage Man USA Carhartt denim jacket, super heavy duty. I actually thrifted 2 of these. I bought them for like $5 each.
Yeah.
And when you find a denim jacket for $5 and it being a Carhartt, you don't pass.
No,
that's facts. And then with the OG logo, just have that big hit on the back, and everyone has probably seen me wear this all the time, every event, winter, spring, fall.
Always in the denim.
I'm always in denim, bro. So
have a lot of people asked about like
I have people asking about like making denim jackets, and honestly, that was actually on my agenda. I was trying to do a limited run, but we did the limited run of the green crew necks.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of like denim jackets laying around. So hopefully in the future,
we'll have to see. Maybe stay tuned.
Yeah, you'll have to see. So that is where the idea of recycling vintage clothes for my merch came upon. And then we have here summer shorts, or just casual essential shorts.
Yeah.
These are, again, with the idea of recycling vintage clothes. These are all like vintage 90s champion shorts, where this one is. Got that VXH logo right there. And then these are just like, bro, super essential. Like, you can't go wrong. Super casual. And then last summer, we didn't put them out. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't time.
Yeah.
Here's another pair. We did like at least 6 or 7 samples. So you got the hit on the side with the champion logo, and then we got the hit on this side too. So it drapes like that.
And man, seeing them just throughout the last summer, and then I saw like
you've been
Tan post a picture.
Yeah, so there's
it's out here, man.
It's out here.
People
all right,
want
so
it though. I know
people want them. People want them. There are 2 or 3 people that maybe have a pair.
Yeah.
So that's it. And then I got the rest.
Yeah.
So this one's probably like one of my favorite. Super simple, clean. It just hits that big university logo right on the right leg. So super sick. Yeah. I got some more laying around. I won't show too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You gotta kind of keep.
Yeah, I'll
you
keep
gotta
it
keep
like.
it under
I
wraps
got an
a little bit.
archive. I got an archive somewhere. Got a big old box upstairs, but yeah.
No, I think it's good to have some of those
It's
things.
definitely
It's
good.
good reference ideas as
Yeah.
well, and you can kind of use different things from the past. And speaking of, man, well, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on.
Hey,
I'm
thank you.
excited, man.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a dope thing, but. Looking towards your future, man, and where you kind of want to head the direction of your brand, what is kind of the idea of where you want to kind of take it next?
I think I'm definitely going to be trying to go more relatable for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Not just like here, but a lot more fun projects tying into like the vintage, recycling more of the vintage products versus bringing in wholesale like new products.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like, I don't know, kind of how I want to pursue things now.
Yeah.
Maybe not every single drop, but more the special ones I want to do. Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for coming on. Where can they follow you? Where can they, find you?
So Vxhgear on Instagram. Definitely follow me. I need some more followers.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. And then Vintage Hype, you can find me on there where we sell the vintage and post everything else. And then I'm So Blaze with the 0. That's my personal too. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate you, man.